All right, guys, let's talk. I want to talk about my first full week of working this minivan that I'm in right now. This is a 2008 Dodge Caravan. It has no seats in the back. It's just straight cargo area. And I've been really loving the grind working with this van because I work with less fear and less worry of whether something is gonna fit or whether something is too nasty, dirty, bulky, dusty, sandy, or what have you. You see what I mean? I just do work, and I've seen a big difference in the money that I've been making. When I use in the past, let's say in the past when I use my Acura MDX, I made money, but I was really apprehensive about the type of jobs I did, and lately about the type of miles and the grind that I put in, because that sentimental feeling towards the vehicle. It's a family vehicle. You see what I mean? It's not just mine. It belongs to the family. It's my wife and I that pay for the vehicle, but this is mine. So I don't feel any guilt or any apprehension about using it to do gig work. So the first day I worked this van was June 17th, 2024. It was a Monday. I only did one order because I had to do some work. I had some things to do. I made $24 on roadie. But today is the 21st of July. So let's say I've worked a whole month, or let's say it's been a month since I worked the van, but I haven't worked a whole month with the van because I went away on vacation for like 9 days. But since I came back, I've been off for the entire week, starting from Monday, July 15th to Sunday, July 21st. And it's not that I haven't worked full weeks like every day of the week in the past. It's just that, I haven't had that opportunity to get up every day, catch the roadie orders, and just capitalize on the free time and everything. Even though, let me say this, I haven't really put in like some crazy grind, like the crazy, hours, like go out at 5 in the morning and come back like 10 in the night. I haven't been doing that. I really haven't. I've been going out some days. I'm back home at 11. I'm back home at 2:30. I'm back home at 4. I stop, do something else. I've been like, every day I've been like stopping, then going home, picking up my wife, dropping her to work, dropping my son to school, chilling a while, not doing any orders until 10:30. So I've worked casually still, but with the free time that I have, I'm going to share the money that I made compared to the weeks when I do have work and I'm still grinding. I've been putting in that work lately since I've had the van. Let me just put it that way. But I want to just say this. I'm doing all this as a family man. I have 3 kids and a wife. My 2 daughters are with me for the summer, but my usually they're not with me. Let me just put it that way. It is hot as hell. I'm sweating just sitting here right now. And I turned the engine off. So yeah. So since I got the van, right, guys, I did a video talking about the first 1,000 miles that I've actually driven in the van, and for 1,023.1 miles, I made $2,476. So that basically ate up almost most of the money I paid for the van. I paid $3,000 for the van, right? I'm not counting parts and insurance. I haven't even paid the insurance yet for the month. I'm gonna pay it like in a week, and the insurance is only $90 extra onto my the Acura, so it's like nothing, it's paying for itself. But and like the registration and everything, I'm not factoring all of that. Let's just say $2,476.12, not approximate, but that's the numbers I've had. And guys, I made almost the money that I paid for the van. You see what I mean? And then after the 1,000 miles, which I completed from let's say from June 17th to June, let me see, July 3rd. July 3rd. So in like 2.5 weeks, I made that money with the van, which is absolutely nuts if you ask me. If I check my other book for 2.5 weeks work, if I go back and I check my book here, so for 2.5 weeks work, you know, I wasn't racking up that type of money really. Some weeks, yeah, you know, but some weeks I did really good. Like I'm looking back, I did really good for some weeks, you know. I was grinding, but it doesn't compare. It really doesn't compare to the work that I'm putting in with this van right about now. So look, guys, went on vacation, came back, and before I went on vacation, let's say I racked up some serious money. I made $691 in 3 days. So you add that to the $2,400, and that passed $3,000 that I paid for the van. So right now, I can guarantee you that I'm in the green. Without a doubt, I'm in the green when it comes to this van. So since I came back on the 15th, well, since I came back the 13th and I started working, well, I came back the 14th and I started working the 15th. So I started a new 1,000 miles. And this week, I racked up 455 miles in 7 days. That's not a lot of miles. That is not a lot of miles. And these are my numbers. These are my numbers. I'm only doing this to inspire you guys and just to show you that if you go out there and you grind and you're not lazy, you're driven, you got that work ethic, you're self-motivated, you do this thing with purpose, strategically, you can make a lot of money. You see what I mean? So Monday, July 15th, I made $233.49. I'm going to give you the numbers on the apps for the whole week. I'm not going to give you day to day. You know, I drove 53 miles for $233. Tuesday, I made a total of $314. I did put in the grind on Tuesday. I didn't stay super late, but I did put in the grind. $314.53. I drove 84 miles and I did put $66 in the gas tank that day. Wednesday, I made $143. That was a short day. I drove 53 miles. Thursday, I made $199.81. I drove 87 miles. And on Friday, I made $170.44. I drove 46 miles. Note, I haven't put in any gas yet. I never mentioned gas after the $66. So I'm making the money without spending on gas like every day or every other day. Saturday, I made $246. That was yesterday, and 34 cents. And I drove 61 miles. And it's only until today I put $33.65 in the tank, 9 gallons. And that money was my Uber Eats money from my Uber Eats card. So I'm basically using that Uber Eats money to put back in the gas tank. And most of those Uber Eats orders, I'm dirty stacking them. You see what I mean? While I'm doing a roadie, I'm doing an Uber Eats on the way, a Spark or an Instacart. So it's like I'm very purposeful when it comes to that. So today, I only needed to make about $92 to hit the goal that I had in my head, and I made $97 today. I was just chilling, man. I was really just chilling, editing videos. I went shopping for some things, you know, for a little business that I do, you know, and I made $97.74 to take the grand total for this week that I have, according to my tally, to $1,406.19 with 455 miles driven. That's $3.09 per mile. When I did the tally for all the apps, I did end up with $1,391.19, which means there's $15 in cash tips somewhere that I didn't actually account for. Well, wasn't accounted for on the app, the tally for the apps. So that's cool. You see what I mean? That's fine. That's fine. let's say $1,400. Let's round it off to a number, $1,400 for the week, seven days. That means that's $200 a day. I want to give a shout out, big shout outs to Big CJ. He does have a goal of 200 a day, and also Reggie ran it up. He got a goal of 200 a day as well. Big up to Nova Dasher, Nova Hustles. He has a goal of 150 a day whenever he goes out. But not every day we make our goals. You see what I mean? Also, big up to Driving with Ty. I'm giving all these guys a shout out because Ty is the inspiration for this van. Big up to the NOLA Grind. You know, big up to all these people that I watch and, you know, that inspire me as well. Chuck from Dashing Across America. All these guys I watch, you know what I mean? I watch a lot of Pat Gigtainment, Cars and Cribs, The Gig Geezer. Check out some of these channels, man. You know, you learn a lot. So, guys, the point I'm trying to make is if you go out there, you put in the time, you're going to make a lot of money. $1,400 cash. Don't worry about taxes right now. I document everything. I'm documenting my meals, my business expenses, and so on and so forth. My miles, so I have a tally of whatever I have driven, so I could put it all in my my taxes. I do my own tax, TurboTax. You can write off insurance. This whole vehicle is a tax write-off as well because it was bought primarily to do business in, and it's a business expense. So I'm not worried about taxes right now, guys. You notice there's two things in life that you cannot and absolutely cannot avoid. It's death and taxes. You're gonna die someday and you're gonna pay some type of tax. Can't avoid it. So we're just running it up right now. We're just making money. Big up to Ram Rican as well. Big up to my boy Ram Rican. So on the road with Ram Rican. Just giving shout outs to all the peoples that you know, I watch and who inspire me. I inspire them as well, I'm pretty sure. So just for the numbers, Roadie, we made $993.21 this week. That's my favorite app to work. That's my most profitable app. But you gotta be on point when it comes to Roadie. You gotta get up early, catch the drops. The drops are weird these days. You got 520, 620, 635. Then you have the BJ's drops, the 15th minute of every hour. Then you have the 920 Home Depot drops. You have the 1035 Home Depot drops. A lot of the previous drops that I talked about was Home Depot, 520 and 620 and 635. But there are random drops throughout the day. There are the CVS drops, there's script drops, there's random gigs all over the place, Best Buy. You know, there's a lot of money to be made out here, guys. Walmart Spark, $264.48. Love working the Spark app. I go into the store, pick up 6 items. Some orders I do, you know, bigger orders as well if it's paying right. And it's just free money out there, man. Walmart just giving out free money to deliver their stuff to their customers. Gotta love it, you know. So that's not a bad haul for a week. $264. It's one of my better Spark weeks as well. I know there's people who make that in a day, but they don't work a lot of other apps like I do. Instacart, $112.95. Uber Eats, $10.80. I did one Uber Eats order today. And freight, I did a freight order today that got canceled. It was $19.50. Representatives did tell me I'm gonna get half pay, so that's $9.75. And we really did good this week, man. I did drive 71 miles today for that $97, but that's fine. I was just chilling. I was just experimenting and feeling out the market. Sundays are not a day for Roadie, so I was working Spark and Instacart. But I must say, man, I feel good. I feel good about the week's tally. And if I really put in the grind, if I put in the grind, I go home with $2,000 this week. Easily. But that's if I'm a single man. If I'm single, meaning, yeah, I could have a girlfriend, yeah. Or a few. You know what I mean? If that's what you like, if you're a gallus, you know what I'm saying? If you're a player, you know, you have a couple girlfriends. Or if you have one girlfriend. If you don't have any girlfriends, or boyfriends, because we know there's people out there that, you know, have their sexual orientation, their preferences, you know. If you're single, you make more money than I'm making. You see what I mean? Because then you don't have nobody to go. You don't have to report to anybody. You don't have nobody to go home to. Let's say you're young, you're still living with your parents. You know, they know you're out there grinding, and you could make a lot of money. But you can't be lazy, man. You gotta be motivated. You gotta be motivated. You gotta be mentally tough, mentally fortified. You see what I mean? You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta also be able to take care of your body. You gotta get sleep. You gotta eat properly. You gotta take care of your personal hygiene. You gotta take care of your physical well-being as well. You see what I mean? I'm not perfect. I need to exercise more, but I'm eating. I borrowed my wife's Stanley Cup. I'm drinking water. I'm staying hydrated. You see what I mean? I got my laptop on the road when I'm not doing anything. I'm working. You see what I'm saying? You see? You can't be lazy. But I'm glad I made the point about being married, having a family, unopposed to actually being single and just doing this for you. Because the two of them are not the same. You see what I mean? As I mentioned, I make $1,400. I'm married. I have a family. I can't be out here all day. You see what I mean? I gotta go home and take care of business at home. You see what I'm saying? Whatever constitutes that. I have to go home and take care of business. I have to pick my wife up. I gotta drop her to work some days. I gotta do what I gotta do. You see? So I'm not out here just busting my ass working all day. And also I work very smart. I'm not doing any DoorDash. I hardly do any Uber Eats, hardly do any Grubhub. I'm doing big money orders. Spark, Instacart, and Roadie. Well, when I say big money, I mean like compared to the work I'm doing, I'm getting paid very well. And plus I'm stacking, I'm dirty stacking, I'm multi-apping. So I'm doubling up on my time and on my miles and everything. I'm working smart out here. I've been doing this for 2 years and a little bit over 2.5 years. You see what I mean? A little bit over 2.5 years, guys. And I think I haven't figured it out 100%. I'm not saying that. But I've figured it out, you see? Because I do have a W-2 job as well. I'm just off from the W-2 this week. But what I do when I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays from the W-2, those are the days that I put in the grind, and I try to make at least $400 to $500 for those 2 days. And then the weekend days, Saturday and Sunday, when my wife's off, I try to make at least $300 for those days. So that's $700. So that during the week, if I could trickle in an extra $200, $300, I could hit $1,000 a week. Still, by not even busting my ass. I'm really not. Guys, these days, I still local. I'm hardly touching Brooklyn. I'm not touching the Bronx at all. I'm not going to Staten Island. I'm not going to Manhattan. I haven't gone to Jersey in a while. I'm just staying local in Queens and venturing out in Long Island. And I'm talking about Nassau County, not Suffolk County, Nassau County. So just been working smart, man. That's just how I've been working smart. And plus how I got this vehicle, designated gig vehicle. That's all I'm using it for. The miles is just business miles. It's work miles. I'm not worried about the miles I'm driving. I'm not worried about destroying the car. This vehicle has been running very nice. It's running cool, AC, heat, everything's working. So good so far, knock on wood. You see what I mean? It's decent on gas, decent enough. I think I made the right choice by doing this. I'm making big moves. You see what I mean? And you could too. I recommend that you start working towards a designated gig vehicle. If you're doing food delivery in a car, and it's your car, and it's your nice car, I see people working in Benz, Beamers, Lexuses, luxury cars. Look, an Acura is a luxury car. I was working in that. We got to do what we got to do out here to make our money, but we have to pivot and we have to, you know, build up some leverage after some time. You just can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. You see what I mean? You got to be smart out here. You really got to be smart out here. If you're working and you're using your own car, you could put away $100 every week. Grind, put away $100. If you can, $75, $50, until you could rack up enough money to go out there and buy a used vehicle, whether you get it at an auction, whether you get it on Facebook Marketplace. You know, you take somebody who's knowledgeable about vehicles to check it out for you so that you don't get a lemon. And you could have your car and you could have a designated gig car or gig van or, you know, minivan, whatever you want to get. And then you feel more like, yeah, this is my business vehicle. I have my W-2 still. I'm just doing this and I'm not beating up it's not going to cost you much more. You see what I mean? Because when you have your own designated gig vehicle, if something happens to it, it's like, okay. But if you have your good car that still has a lot of value, like I still owe $14,000 on my Acura. What if I hit it while doing and I have gotten into accidents while doing gig work, but I never really, did any claims. But what if I total my freaking car? I'm gonna have to take all the loss. If I do think I have a rideshare endorsement, but what if you don't have a rideshare endorsement on your insurance? I do have the rideshare endorsement. I just want to say that I do have it. It was put on automatically because when you put your insurance information into these companies, they report it to the insurance companies, apparently. Because I was like, I saw it on my insurance and I was like, whoa, So you got to make sure you have these things, lined up in case. So I'm just saying all this to say, man, I want to keep doing these type of videos, and I figured I'll talk to you about, the numbers and how my experience was working a full week of gig work without going to the W-2 and not even going hard. Maybe that's for another time where I'll go extra hard and see if I could make over $2,000 or even $2,500 for a whole week not doing the W-2. You see? And this is why sometimes I'm like contemplating. I'm really contemplating quitting the W-2. But it's hard, man. It's hard when you have a career as a mechanic and, the work has become like super easy. And if it just feels like free money nowadays, to be honest, it really does. It feels like free money, And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to let it go because it's paying my medical, it's paying my, everything I need to pay my taxes. I'm paying my taxes, I'm saving for retirement. And, it's paying into a lot of things like FMLA and so on and so forth. Paid vacation, paid sick days, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, easy money. I'll just mix it up for now. I'll really just mix it up for now, I'll do gig work and do the W-2. Even though I think I will be better off, much better off, just doing gig work. I think I'll make more money and I'll be more, I'll be happier, I think. I'll be more flexible. I have more free time to do whatever I want to do. And I could just handle business all around even better. But when you're at work, you can't leave on the drop of a dime to do what you want to do. You see what I mean? But still, everything gonna happen in a time. Maybe I'll get there one day. And what it also does, it gives me a sense of assurance to know, like, let's say I lose my job or something happens at my job, I'm not nervous anymore about losing my job because I know I always have, gig work to fall back on. I'm not saying gig work is guaranteed work. I'm not saying that. Gig work will be around, but I'm not saying it's guaranteed work because you could get deactivated at any time. But knowing that this is a great income stream, I'm very careful. I know what I make sure I take my time and do what I have to do. I don't mean to draw this video out any longer, but I just want to get some things off my chest, man. These things are necessaries. Also, I want to point out, driving all week. I don't think I put in a lot of hours this week, to be honest, in terms of work weeks. Not like 10 hours a day, so not like I work all week and I work 100 hours. I don't know how many hours I work, but it has not been a lot of hours in terms of active time. I have not been active, for a lot of hours. I don't even know how many hours. Maybe, let's say 40 to 50 hours, maybe, or less. You see what I mean? But most importantly, your driving skills, man. Your driving skills gotta be on point. You gotta be on point out here. You gotta be focused. You can't be I haven't gotten any tickets, knock on wood, this week. No camera, no red light, no speed camera tickets. I haven't gotten pulled over. I haven't gotten into any accidents. My car has not broken down, knock on wood. So it just goes to say, this is not like easy money. Right? Sometimes I say easy money, but it ain't easy money because it requires a lot of skill and a lot of patience, man. You see what I mean? I'm taking my time and drive out here. So just take a few pointers from that. Take your time. Obey the road rules. Don't be rushing, man. I'm not rushing. Roadie, don't rush you. You see what I mean? Smart don't rush you. And Instacart don't rush you. I'm not rushing, and these are the apps that I've been making my money on. I'm not rushing out here. I'm just taking my time. Do I look stressed to you? I don't. You see? So, guys, just want to keep the videos coming. I have a lot of ideas, and I want to just, drop the videos. I don't want to do ride-alongs. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work, guys. That's a lot of work, and I don't think you could get much out of a ride-along. You see what I mean? I can't drop any gems in a ride-along. I'm just showing you me picking up and drop it off. That's basically about me making money. I don't want to inspire you like that. I want to talk to you. Check out the YouTube shorts where I show you where I'm making the money and I'm picking up and dropping off or whatnot. Yeah, I could do that in a short, but in terms of documenting my whole day, it's a lot of work. Plus the edits, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go down that route anymore unless I'm doing a challenge. If I'm doing a challenge, I'll stitch together something. I'll do it in a smart way that I could edit it fast. But right now, I want to just talk about, the gig economy and stuff that's on my mind. The video has gone on for about 28 minutes now. So I'm going to leave you right there. I'm going to continue the thought on another episode. But I wanted to get this out, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed the content. Let me know if I missed any talking points down below. Anything you want to ask, anything you think I should have mentioned, put it down below. So guys, it's been a great week. I'm a workaholic. I think I'm addicted to coming out and making this money, and I just enjoy the free time, man. Just out and about in my own thoughts, doing my thing, figuring things out, and just having a stress-free time on the road. So guys, I'm your boy Dom. This is Gigabyte NYC. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, peace out. And Godspeed. We'll talk.